Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be flipping through all of the planners and journals I've used in 2023. In order for this not to be too long of a video, I've decided to just quickly flip through the pages of each planner and leave you a link of the flip through videos I've done in the past. So that way, if it was too quick for you in this video, you would have that other video to look at a leisurely pace. As I flip through the pages, I'll mention what I liked and didn't like about each planner, and finally at the end I'll show you what my 2024 planner is gonna be. Okay, so with that explanation out of the way, let's get started. The first planner I used was this Passion Planner Daily Undated 1.0 Planner. I've used Passion Planner before, but it was a weekly one, and I thought I'd try the daily version since it has the note pages section that would suit my daily needs. Sometime last year, Passion Planner was selling this for just $5 on their website. I decided to get it because it was a really good deal. I was still trying to decide on which planner to start with for 2023 actually, when I decided to just use this one first while I still try to figure out the next planner. So this planner lasts for only 3 months, so only for the first quarter. So let's start with the flip through. I won't really go into too much detail like I said before. If you want that full detail, just click on the link that I have in the description box below. So I basically used stickers to decorate this planner for the main part. This part here, I used it as an index, so whenever I have notes written at the side of the daily spread, I would just make a note over here for the important ones, not for every page, just the ones that I would know to refer to sometime in the future. And if you need some ideas on how to use the space, here are some examples as well. This part, I don't like mind mapping my goals all that much because I don't really refer back to it, and you know, it's kind of hard to plan for the future that far ahead. Like 1 year is fine, but 3 years, I don't know, it's just too much. For every 30 days worth of daily pages, they have this game changer goal page, and I didn't really like the fact that they put it in between every 30 days. It makes me think that I could only work on one goal at a time. I have more than just one goal. So as you can see here, this post-it is basically a list of goals and resolutions that I wanted to work on for that month. So this is what I did in an attempt to stick to how the plan was set up, and then this is what I ended up with. This one also has a calendar year in review or a calendar index page, and I used it to do my Wordle tracking, so basically the answer and then how long it took for me to get to that answer. And since it's only for 3 months, I only filled up this page over here. But I suppose for the other months, it kind of depends on when you started this planner. So let's say you started in April, then you would fill up this page. That's what I think anyways. But I feel that it's a waste of page. They should just provide a one page and leave this off, like you would fill in the name of the month yourself. So here is a notes to self motivational cheat sheet card, which I filled up. I didn't really refer back to this one all that much. I just used it mainly as a bookmark to get to this page. Okay, so moving on to a quick flip through. So this is basically how I created the pages. So the hourly pages, I don't really use all that much to plan my task. It's really more for decorating than anything else. The note pages is where I do most of my planning. So I'll list out all the tasks in no particular order. And then I also have a water tracker over here sometimes. And this part here is where I prioritize what tasks to do in terms of personal and work. And then there's this free space over here, which I use mainly for decoration. And then all these other prompts, I just fill it out at the end of the day. So I like the format, and the width of this pages is just nice, which I like. It's mostly a white page kind of planner, and I like that because when it comes to taking photos for Instagram, it doesn't take much editing to make it look great. So here, as you can see, each day there's a specific theme of stickers that I would use. Some days, especially during the weekend, I think, I would let Esri, my daughter, decorate my page. Just a fun mother-daughter thing. I didn't really do for the whole year, but just for some days. And then at the end, I think I eventually got her a planner, but she didn't stick to it. She did for a while, but I guess because something that we would do together, that's why she would want to do it. But if it's like her own planner, she loses interest. So at the end of the 30 days, there's this self-check-in that you can do to do a reflection sort of thing. And then here again is the month game changer goal. Like I said, I didn't use it as it was intended for, and instead I used a post-it to list all the goals and resolutions that I want to work on. And that's the second month pages. The page is really, I don't know what's the GSM for this. Maybe I'll look it up. But anyway, the page is stiff enough that as I sticker down the stickers over time, it doesn't really bulk up or make any odd bumps as I go. And I really like that part of Passion planners. The pages are stiff enough that you can write on and it won't bleed through. And if you want to stick stickers on it, it doesn't really cause any odd bumps that will prevent you from writing. And furthermore, they have an elastic band to hold down the pages, so that's good. So I really like the Passion Planner Daily Planner because it has this note page that I can do my list task and decorate. But the only part is I don't like the hourly section because I felt that I wasn't utilizing that section all that much. It was February, so February has a shorter amount of days, so I didn't use the page to plan the days, rather I use it to plan my next few goals. I like the fact that I used a lot of stickers. So this is an example of Esri helped me decorate the pages, put the name over here on the page. That's when it indicates that she helped me decorate the pages. The pages don't really stay open when it's closer to the end, but if it's like in the middle, I think it stays open. It doesn't really bother me if it doesn't stay open anyways, but it stays open wide enough that it doesn't become like in the way. So many nice stickers. I know I have to use them up, but sometimes it feels as if it was a waste to have used it because it was so cute. But the point of having stickers is to use them. So I had to force myself to use them up. Otherwise, it's just gonna sit on the shelf collecting dust. This ribbon, I didn't really like the color. It's kind of like a neon green, which I find it odd that they chose this color. It got a little bit too frayed at the end. I don't know what happened here, but it held out until the end of the quarter, so that's good enough for me. And then here, after the self-check-in, since it's the end of the planner, it gives you a space to review how this planner worked for you for the entire month. And here are some note pages, which I used a lot of. I think there was just a few that I didn't use, and then a few for scribbles. Here's a back pocket. It's almost like cloth. You won't tear that easily. And that is the Passion Planner, which I used for the first quarter. Now this second quarter, I used the BESTSELF self-journal. This one is a coral color, and this is supposed to be the original version. I had wanted to use this one. This one is the newer version. I had mentioned in my flip through review video of this journals that this one is a poorer quality than this one. When it arrived, it had dents, as you can see over here. And I called up the customer service, and in the end They gave me a free replacement, which I chose coral one, which is the original one, because it comes in a box. The newer version did not come in a full box. It came like in a sleeve, and that is not enough to prevent any dents. Strangely enough, this one came in my mailbox rather than dumped on the ground, so I guess that helps. If you want more details on the backstory of this journal, whatever happened in the beginning, just click on the link in the description box below. So Best Self Journal is also a daily undated planner similar to the Passion Planner, and it lasts for 3 months. They have this rule over here which I do not find useful. And then here I'm just gonna flip through. It has the bucket list, a Best Self benchmark where you can review yourself at the beginning of the quarter. Then here there are some 3 pages for planning out your goals. Now I like this format, the way it's laid out side by side rather than every 30 days, because it makes me feel as if I can use it to plan to work on 3 goals rather than just 1 as I did in the Passion Planner. So I like the fact that it's all next to each other. I had a little bit of trouble trying to plan out my goal. It has progress milestones, and within each milestones there's some steps that you can do to reach that milestone, but it's kind of hard, especially for like reaching my weight goal. The milestones is basically, you know, lost 5 pounds, but it's so hard for me to reach that goal, so it makes it impossible for me to finish or achieve the goal. But there are some things that I could use it planning for the trip, and then my daughter's birthday we had to scrap the party idea, but I did use it for the most part to plan out her birthday. Next few pages is the habit trackers. So there are 3 habit trackers for each month. I like the fact that they included this habit tracker page. And then they have monthly pages. Now there are 4 monthly pages, as you can see here, and I used it mainly to plan my YouTube channel videos. So I would draft out the ideas over here, a certain day where I would film, certain amount of days that I would edit, and then basically on the weekend I would upload. So that's the ideal plan. And then below it is a tracker for each of the videos that I would plan, film, edit, do a voiceover, do a thumbnail, and take photos and upload. So this is basically my YouTube channel planning setup. And it works really well, and I like the fact that they included the monthly pages, so I can do that quite easily and refer back to it whenever I want. Now here are the weekly pages. There are some details over here that I want to point out. So here it would list down week 1, and over here it will show you how many weeks remaining. Here the black dot is where you are, week 1, and as you go, the black dots will go further along. The problem with this setup is when during the start of a month, it does not necessarily start on a Monday. You could very well start on a Sunday, and then you have first week starting on a Sunday, and everything else is left blank. I didn't like the fact that I had to leave it blank, so I was struggling for a bit trying to decide what week to start on, and I think this one was actually week 2 rather than week 1. So here you see I'm starting it on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, but the daily pages I started on the 1st. So this one I started on the 1st, but this one it was starting on the 2nd week rather than the 1st week. So it did not go in sync with the daily pages, and I did not like that. I like that they have a space where you can list down the objectives, and then here is the section where I plan out the tasks involving the objectives or whatever task that needs to be done within a week. And then there's a table over here to write down your scores of how you did for the day, and then you're supposed to average it out and then see how the week goes at the end. And then there's a weekly reflection over here that you can list down what went well, you know, what was the biggest win, and how would you do better for the next week. And I did a little bit of decoration. Not much on this side because it was mostly for writing, but there are some days that I do try to decorate. So like this one over here, a little bit on the top. As you can see, the black dots are progressing. This one is week 8 or 9. And then here, I had to write their end off so that I know what date to put. And then there's a ribbon. Oh, this planner has 3 ribbons, which I really appreciate, because that way I can put one for the weekly pages, one for the habit tracker, and then one for the daily pages. Okay, so that's the end of the weekly pages, and this is the start of the daily one. So just like the passion planner, it has a note page where you can list on the tasks, which I like to do, and there's some extra writing space if you need it. It's a little bit narrower than the passion planner, but I think it gives me enough space anyways. It has quotes at the top, which I really like, something different every day. It still has the hourly section over here, which I don't really use that much, just like the passion planner. And then there are similar prompts right over this side. There's targets, the goal, grateful, and what will make today great. So at the bottom over here are the scores that you're supposed to put to see like what you plan, and then at the end of the day, did you actually do every single thing that you plan over here? You put a score. And similarly here, if I did a list over here, did I do all the tasks? Put a score. And then there's a bullet over here you can check off if you've done the habit tracker, which serves as a reminder, and I really like that. And then here there's a mood tracker that you can just circle out the face or the expression. Okay, so now I'm gonna quickly flip through the pages. I'm still doing the water tracker because I have a lot of the stickers, so why not, right? I used it up. So this one, it will continue on until the end of the quarter. So there's no dividing page to indicate that 30 days is up, only the dates that you indicate above. So this is coming to close of end of April. And then now is May. So I like that it's seamless that way. And it really opens up nicely. See how the cover lies flat that way? The passion planner is not as stiff, and I guess it does come up a little bit, but this one stays nice and flat sometimes. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, did some note taking. So many stickers. I can't believe I used up a lot of stickers for this, and yet I still have a lot of stickers still on my shelf. It's kind of shocking sometimes when I see that after so much time, effort using the stickers, and yet I still have so many remaining. You know, you spend so much money on stickers that you think that you would use a lot, but you know, it takes quite a while to even finish a single sticker book. Okay, so this is the end of the quarter already, and here we have another reflection page. It has more stuff. It says what worked and what didn't, and then there's a percentage completed of your main 3 goals. Here is another benchmark similar to the one at the beginning, but this is like a benchmark reflection review of all the categories for the end of the quarter, and then another review page over here, and this is the start of the notes pages. I also like that they have page numbers here. So there's index page here, and then I listed out whatever that I would, I guess, refer to in the far future. So I listed out over here. And there's a back pocket here as well. But this one is more of a paper rather than the cloth type in Passion Planner. Still, I don't really use the back pocket all that much. So that's the end of this one for the second quarter. For the third quarter, I decided on the Papier. I'm mispronouncing the name again. I think it's Papier. This planner is also an undated daily planner. You can customize the cover. You can choose what cover illustration you want. You can choose to have your name printed on it or whatever words you want printed on it as well. For the front and I believe for the back as well. It has one ribbon and it's hardcover. The only downside is that the first page feels as if it's coming off, or maybe it's just my planner, I don't know. So I had to use a washi tape to sort of tape it down or prevent it from tearing further. I decorated the pages a lot using stickers. As you can see, it sort of bulks in a certain way. So here, if I press down, is where I put the least amount of stickers. This is where I put the bulk of the stickers. Okay. So I like the fact that this journal has a lot of different kind of pages, different kind of prompts, but there's a problem with this planner, so I'll let you know in a short while. So we have a wellness map. I did it at the beginning, but I did not go back to this to refer to it. They have this group intentions from your wellness map under these headers, feel good goals, and then this is a wish list and more wonderful things that you want to do. And then here is the start of the daily pages. There are 21 daily pages before another feature page or a prompt page appear. There's a little bit of notes section over here and a few prompts over here. There's a section over here for meals, but I did not use it for meals. A self-care, activity, and then there's a sleep tracker over here. And here is the intentions for the day section, a water tracker, what I'm thankful for, and what went well today. There's a mood tracker on top as well. So that's the basic layout of every daily page. And essentially this is how I decorated every single daily page. The part that didn't really work for me is this part here, so I used it mainly to decorate. And the self-care, I do list out the self-care activities that I've done. Activities section over here is what I had trouble with, because whatever activity I listed down here is a double entry from what I listed over here. So yeah. The sleep tracker, I guess it was useful for me, but I could not overcome my lack of sleep pattern. I had trouble because I always wake up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom. I drink too much water at night. My throat gets so dry. I mean, I try not to, but it gets so dry and I end up waking up coughing. So in the end, it's an ongoing issue. I use some tab stickers over here to indicate that every 21 days. It does not have page numbering there, so I could not find any specific page of this prompts because it's a different prompt page every 21 days. So there's no way for me to refer to whatever page without the page number. So I had to use the tab sticker. This one is meals that nourish me page. This one is my body and mind. And then we're back to the daily pages. So it goes the same pattern every 21 days like that. This one does not stay open. The binding is different, I guess. That's what makes it stay open. But I like the fact that the hardcover helps push everything flat. And some days I use a self-care to write quotes. I like that. And then here is the gratitude page, and then the self-care ideas, and back to the daily pages. Another thing to know if let's say you're planning to buy this planner is that it's not 13 weeks, it only lasts for 12 weeks. So when I realized this, I knew that the last month there's going to be days where I'm without a planner. So I had to figure out what to do for that remaining days. I had thought of maybe just using a simple, notebook or paper to just list out my tasks every day, but I didn't want to do that, so I ended up with another solution to use something to plan my days. This one is the goals check-in page, and then this one extra thoughts and feels, and then back to the daily pages. There's some days I don't really fill it out, and that's okay. But I think I did a good job in all of my planners, that I make sure that I use the space as it was intended, use up the stickers and fill up the space to make it look interesting. And I'm a checklist sort of person, and it gives me great satisfaction to check it off. So doing that on the pages, the note section, helps fill out the space. And it works well for my planning system. Okay, coming to the end here, this is the reflection page. Here's a words to remember page. And then the note pages. The note pages, there's no page numbering. Doesn't really bother me because I didn't really use all that much either anyways. And then there's no back pocket. So that's the end of the Papier Wellness Journal. And for the remaining days, I used Notion. I'll show you in a bit, and it's gonna be on my computer. Now we're at my computer, and this is my Notion page, the main page. Notion is basically build your own website into a planning system. You can customize it in such a way that works for you. A lot of the times people use it for either digital planning, or when you're working in a company, you can use it to collaborate with your colleagues to work on a certain project. I don't know how it goes about for company, but I know that if it's for myself, I can customize it to make it look like a web page and then use it as a planning system. So this is my main dashboard. I can change this into whatever picture illustration I want. There's a function over here where it lists down all the pages that you created. You can hide this or you can keep it open. I choose to hide it. And then this is how I divided my planning system. There's a task manager over here, quick note, goals, and then here's the collections of my plant tracker log, my recipes, travel, journal. This one for media related stuff, my YouTube planner, projects, entertainment list, which is the shows or movies that I'm watching, Goodreads, what I'm reading, and then music list. For the remaining days of the month that I still have yet to have a planner, I chose to use Notion. It's basically my task manager, so I'm gonna open that. So here I have the habits tracker, which I minimized it. So this habit tracker, all I need to do is just click on it and it creates a new day. And then as I do the stuff, I just need to check it off. And then the progress is noted over here. You can see the percentage changes like that. And you can also create tables or a different view of your habit tracker or planner. This is the weekly view, this is the month view, and this is the yearly view. I have a habit tracker, and then below it is my to-dos. So I list down all the things that I want to do for the day, and then when it's done, I just check it off over here. Let's say like that, and then it will appear down here, the recently completed. And whatever old task, if it goes to a new month, it will appear over here. So I have it open, but basically that's how I set it up for those remaining days of the month. Now, it fulfills a certain need in my planning system that I'm using right now. So a lot of it I'm using is for my plant tracker. So I have a lot of succulents right now. I'm still new when it comes to succulents. These are my succulents that I have, and I'm trying to keep a log. So I'm trying to keep a log of how it's progressing. This is the latest, and this is how it looked like over time. I like the fact that Notion allows me to do this, to include photos and then a little snippets of what's happening to it. Previously, I was using an Excel sheet, and it didn't really work for me because each time I put a photo in the cell, it lags the whole file. and it's just annoying, and it's very small as well. But this one, I can make it look as big and clear for each of the plants that I have. Obviously, I can also have it in the table format, which I have, and also I can arrange it based on the status. So based on this plant died. And I also do my entertainment list over here. This is the past year's list for anime, movies, English, Asian shows. And then the current year, I have anime, movies, English, and Asian shows as well. Anime, I didn't really watch all that much, but this is what it is. You can have thumbnails, or you can have it in a table view. And then there's this one. So I have it same format for each category. This one is the movies, table format, this month, this year. So obviously this month there's nothing over here because I didn't watch any movie this month. Then this one is the this year. I like that. And then English shows, the table view, the month view, this year. And then Asian shows. I like to watch Asian shows. I like to watch Mandarin, Korean, and Japanese shows. Quite a bit of it, yeah. I like the fact that I can have a lot of different things to watch, not just English shows. And then this one is for this month. And then this year. You can even customize what you want shown over this side over here on this tile. So I can either have it without this language and rating, or I can have more on this tile. Depends on how you want it. So I like this customizable feature of Notion. Okay, besides the entertainment list, I also track my Goodreads. Now I use Goodreads on the app or the Goodreads website itself. Like I would go to Goodreads, search up the book, and then put it in whatever shelves and all that. But this one for Notion, this is where I list down all my previous year's reading log. So here, let's say 2013. If I click on this, it takes me to my 2013 reading challenge. So it will list down all the 50 books I read in 2013. And then here, there's a summary page, which, you know, Goodreads will give you at the end of the year. And this one, it will give you a different sort of view. Shortest book, longest book, everything. But the problem with Goodreads is it doesn't have a certain information that I'm looking for. Let's see, okay. So here I would have to double entry whatever I read and tracked on Goodreads onto here, because I wanted to sort it. Besides the fact that I could do this, I wanted to sort it based on the categories or the genres. So here there's graphic novel, historical romance, paranormal, contemporary, and then there's these other things over here. So I wanted to have a quick way to see this view of the books that I've read. That's essentially what I've been doing using Notion for Goodreads. I'll list down all the things over here as I go along, and then I would have a nice quick view of the covers and the ratings. And here is all the categories. So obviously I spent a lot of time reading graphic novels, and then a close second would be paranormal romance, and that's the Goodreads part. I also have a music list, journals, travel plans, but it's all minor things right now because I don't really journal all that much online. Music, I only listed a few. So these are a few of the music that I like, and then if I click on it, it opens up and I put a link to the video so I can watch it. For the remaining days after the Papier Wellness Journal, I use Notion to plan out my days. Okay, so coming to the last quarter after Notion, I used self-journal again because I had this extra original self-journal that I bought. I didn't return it because they said I didn't have to return it. I decided to use it for the last quarter of this year. And as you can see, I did it similarly to the first self-journal. I wrote down all my goals and resolutions or whatever I want to work on for the 3 months. Then did my benchmark, listed out my goals, my habit tracker, and then plan out my YouTube videos over here. Then these are the weekly pages. So it's similar to how I decorated in the previous self-journal. I didn't average out the scores anymore because I didn't find it that useful. And then this is the current week I'm on. So there's some 1 week left before the month and year ends. So this is the start of the daily spreads. And these are my stickers that I used. I still have a lot of these different theme stickers left in the sticker books. I hope I'll be able to finish it in 2024. Because ultimately, after I finish using all the stickers, I want to, just doodle. I wanted to do a minimalist sort of planning. That way, I'll just rely on my pen. I don't have to carry around a lot of stuff. But if I want to add colors to it, I suppose I could borrow my daughter's markers or pens in order to make it colorful. I do have a couple of highlighters. Actually, I only have this. I know some people have like a whole stack or a collection, but I only have this from the Mile Liner. And I'm pretty happy with myself that I did not go and buy any more. I did not spend any more on stationeries or stickers, which I'm proud of. And the only thing I spent on were planners. Now this one, I guess at the end of the video, I'll give you a breakdown of how much each cost for me, and then total up the amount that it cost me for the entire year, and then what arrived at my decision for 2024 planner. So now we're approaching the current day. This is today. And this is what I'm planning to do today. And then there are some more pages left, and I have yet to do my weekly, the last remaining pages, reflection and stuff. But it's coming soon. And then here are the note pages. And I didn't use the index page this time around. Back pocket. And that's the end of the Q4 planner. Now before I bring out the 2024 one, there are a couple of planners or journals that I used alongside those daily planners. So my planning system is a daily planner together with a bullet journal. So I'll talk about this first. So this bullet journal is from Arch & Olive. I chose this because I like the color, I like the silver foiling. It has this elastic band which holds it together nicely. There's a couple of ribbons over here. Only 2, but I guess it was enough. So I'll do a quick flip through of my bullet journal. I used stickers to decorate my pages because it's a quick way to do it. But basically, I have a reading log over here. This is my book releases. Then this is another reading log. I named it the same reading log without realizing it, but I know what it's for. So here is where I write down the titles, but I feel that this was redundant, so I was gonna rely on Goodreads for next year. And then this one is a reading log, as in the number of pages I read each day, and it creates a nice pattern. I don't know if you can see the colors. I'll try to take a photo and upload on Instagram one day, but I like this layout very much. The colors it brings out, and it matches with the sticker over here. And then I've yet to print out the cover for the books. By the end of the year, I'm gonna cut out printed covers and paste it over here to indicate what was the best book of that month. Here are my watching stats of how many English shows I've watched, Asian shows, movie and anime for each month. And then this is my cleaning log. I list out the months over here, and then I just cross off whatever test that I did. So there are 3 pages worth. And then here is my self-care log. Again, the months over here, and then the self-care activities over here, and I just cross it off. The only downside with this method is that it doesn't indicate the number of times I did that task for that month. So hopefully in 2024, I have a way to do that or to indicate that. This one is my period and sick days tracker. So the pink is for my period, purple is for the sick, and then eventually I included allergies in gold, and then H for when my hip is aching. So I don't know why, for whatever reason, maybe I slept wrong. My hip started aching a lot, as in I couldn't sit for a long period of time. Okay, here I blurred it out because it's kind of private and personal to me. Now this one is the subscription page. These are the things that I subscribe to. There are some things that I wanted to cut off, like this Microsoft 365. And I keep missing the date. Whenever I check on it, I've already paid for it. It's so frustrating. It cost me $70 and it's gonna go for another year. And then Lalilo is, I don't know it's the name of the company, but it's basically the Prodigy math app that my daughter is working on. It's a math sort of game where it allows you to fight monsters, hunt for certain items in order to collect this mythical epic beast every month. In doing that, you have to answer math questions. It's different every month, and I guess that's what motivates the kids to work on their math. So I figured, okay, maybe it's worth the investment, but I have to remind my daughter to work on the app each time because, otherwise it's a waste of money if she's not working on it. And luckily her school gives her access to Prodigy Math, so that helps. Now here's my wish list, and this is the start of my monthly pages. So there's a cover page for January. I have my focus goals over here. So basically for this month, what goals and resolutions I'm working on, and then some tasks that I want to complete within the month. And then I have a habits tracker. When I'm using the self-journal, I don't have a habit tracker, so I wouldn't create it over here, otherwise it's double entry. And then there's a fitness log. These marks over here indicate the days that I did work out, and then I would name the workout that I did over here. This is the reading log. So whatever books I started reading, I'll list it over here. If I completed it, then I will indicate it using this mark. But I think some months just left it out. I didn't really bother to highlight it anymore. Here is the shopping list. So it's not the like the bills or whatever, because that one is an occurring thing. This one is something that's unplanned or an indulgence. I would list it over here. This one is my movies and TV tracker. I'll list out all the shows that I watched or rewatch, and then I'll indicate the type, genre, where I watched it on, and the rating. And here is my social media. I have my stats, and then the list of videos, and then the list of posts. Eventually I did away with this thing over here because it's the same thing every month, so I did away with this. I still kept the tracker, so the days that I posted I will mark. And then here is Esri's page. I'll keep track of her activities, the number of books borrowed from the library, boo-boos she's had, nightmares, movies or shows she's watched, play sessions that we did together, and then some extra space for notes. And then here's a mood tracker. Now this page over here is skills and my job hunt tracker. So this one is where I would look up a video course or whatever and learn something. And then this one from A to J is a specific job task for my job search. So on this day, did I do A, B, C, D or whatever? If I did, I'll make a mark. Here's my gratitude page, and then here is a summary of whatever I did in the previous page. I did not keep to this format anymore because it was redundant, so I decided to change it into a highlights page the next few months. So this is February, and I won't really explain anymore because that would take up too much time. That's how I did for the summary. And then this is March. As you can see, I'm using a lot of stickers, or I'm trying to use a lot of stickers. I'm trying to balance out the amount of writing space as well. And then April. So I would use this bullet journal alongside my daily planner. I would finish whatever it is in the daily planner first, and then I'll go to my bullet journal and flip through the pages from the beginning and then fill in the daily stuff on those pages. So it works really well for me. The bullet journal serves as a supporting planning system to the daily planner that I have. There's no planner that suits my needs or for all of my needs, so I had to come up with a second planner to make up for whatever that the other planner does not have. Bullet journal is a great way to do that. You can customize it however you want, right? The only problem is time. I did not have the time to actually be creative or be extra creative. I depended mostly on the stickers, but even then, the stickers, I had to figure out what theme I want to go with or plan out how I want to place them and choose the letter stickers, because I am always running short of certain letters for a specific theme letter stickers, so I had to work with different things. So I decided to just make it all different. It doesn't have to be the same throughout the pages. It can be like a specific theme in one page and then a different one in the next. So that's what I went with, and that's the only way that I can use up all my stickers. September was a favorite for me. I like the blue in the colors and stickers. And then this is October. October was a fun month. Halloween. But I did not do a lot of... In fact, I don't think I did anything for YouTube. I did my Instagram though. And then November is Thanksgiving. And I decided to start on a new page rather than here for December. And this is where... this is the month we're at right now. And I have yet to finish writing the highlights for this month. I also did this Instagram and YouTube chart at the end because I have some extra pages. And then I continued my reading log over here because I ran out of space. So my reading log, it started over here. So there were 3 pages, and then continue end of July over here, and then I ran out of space again, and then I continue over here. And I still have remaining 6 pages worth, and then there's a back pocket over here which I did not use. So that's my bullet journal. I like the time that I spent filling out the pages, but for next year I'm definitely not doing bullet journal because I have a planner that I'm using for 2024. I think for the most part I'll make it work to suit all of my needs, so there's not going to be any bullet journal next year. But that's not to say that I won't return to bullet journaling, because I do really want to try to do a minimalist style of bullet journaling, but that's for later in the future. So that's the bullet journal. And this last one over here, this is the Hero's Journal. I've been interested in this journal for the longest time because it had pages that you can color in, and each page is different. And they have different themes. So this one's a space galaxy one. They call it Galaxy of Historia. There's also a forest one, which is kind of like the Lord of the Rings. There's also an academy one, which is kind of like a Harry Potter thing. I chose the Galaxy of Historia. So here, I won't really flip through here, but okay, so here you can color the pages. It's not necessary, but I decided to color it anyways. There's a little bit of story you can follow along, and then you can fill up the prompts to whatever goal that you're working on. The problem with this one is you can only work on one goal. All the pages will be working towards that one goal. And the way it's set up is it has, you define your quest, and then this is like a letter or an agreement with yourself in accepting that quest, and then you sign it. Then here is what the daily pages would look like. Okay, so here you will write your date. You circle what day it is, and then you have your gratitude section, and then you have your agenda. This one is for what would help today, and then number 5 you have this part here, name your quests for today, and then seize your day, like the main targets. Frog would indicate the top priority one, and then there's a little bit of quote over here, and then number 8 is for additional notes, and then this part here is today's threat. What would be something that would not help you accomplish your goal? So each day there's a special illustration that you can color in, and then here this is how the pages are broken up to. So you have 4 scenes and 28 dailies. At the end of each week they call it chapter. Chapter 1 is living the humdrum scene, and then this one is chapter 2, Scaver's canyon scenes. So the pages would correspond with these whatever scenes that they created. There's this part over here as well. So at the end of the chapter you circle whatever you have achieved, and are you a captain, are you more of a navigator or medic. So this is the start of Act 1, and I colored in the scenes as you can see over here. So I'll quickly flip through and you can see how the characters are moving. And I really stuck to it for quite a bit, and this is where I circled it, and then I summarized the week or the chapter, and then this is the start of a different chapter, different scene. So you can see here, this is at the start and this is a different start. The problem with this is there's too much coloring every day, and it's almost like a similar scene that you have to color, and I got tired of that really quickly. And then there are some days that I missed, especially the weekend, because I don't really do my learning during the weekend. And ultimately, this purchase was an impulse buy because it didn't really work for me. I only used it at the beginning pretty frequently every day, but as time goes by, whenever I'm not learning, I'm not using the planner. So as you can see, there are some days I skipped because I was trying to follow the 7 days plan. But I think in the end, I decided to just use it and write the date for whenever I'm doing an actual learning. So it's not a continuous day by day, but rather whenever I'm learning something. And the goal that I had to actually force myself to figure out what goal I want to learn or achieve with this planner. And I think it was not the right time for me to use this planner. Couldn't find a proper use for it. I did do a bit of coloring, and this is when I stopped using it. Oh wait, there's a little bit more going on. So I'm still doing some stuff. This part here, I'm using it to list down the names of the videos that I'm learning. This is what I'm learning. So let's see how far this goes. I'm still learning in this day for August. September. Wow. I guess I did do a little bit of learning. When did I start? Oh, I bought this in July. So July until I stopped in October. Yeah. And then I colored, and then I did not return to it. But you know, in order not to waste this, I will return again when I start learning again and when I feel like coloring. But I don't think I'll be buying any more Heroes Journal in the future, even to try different themes like the Academy one or the Forest one, because I find that I have no reason to use it, or it's hard for me to find a goal that I want to use it for, and it just takes too much time to actually color it. I mean, I can choose not to color it. Still, it's a waste if I'm not coloring it because there's just so many coloring pages, right? And then you have all these interesting pages. That's what attracted me to it, but I did not use it as it was intended for. There's a pocket page over here, pocket folder, not page. It's interesting. I like the color. It's a good hardcover quality. There's a ribbon. There's even an elastic band. But ultimately, this did not work for me. It was more of an impulse buy, and it did not suit my needs. So, learn my lesson. Okay, so here is a breakdown of all that I spent for 2023. I have some backstory on each of these planners in the description box below. You can click on those links to check it out. But basically, bullet journal, I spent $46.87. It's after discount, but including tax and shipping. Passion planner was $10.50. Self-journal was $36.98, and then Papier wellness planner was $38.79 after the discount. This one is $0 because it was a free replacement. Heroes Journal, I have 3 of them. That's why you see 3 entries over here. But when it arrived, the pink cover Heroes Journal had some issues. It had some holes on the cover. So I contacted the customer service, and then they sent me a free replacement. So essentially it's one of these. these. And then the second one, I did spend money on it, but when it arrived, it wasn't the color that I expected. I contacted customer service about it, and then they refunded me the money for it. So I only spent $45 for these 3, and total of all of these planners came up to $178.14. So that's the end of all of my planners for 2023, and then now I'm going to show you what I'm using for 2024. For 2024, I'm going to be using a Hobonichi Techo Cousin. I've been eyeing it for the longest time because there's always so many of these videos popping up on YouTube, and I like how some people decorated their planners, especially the Coffee Monsters Co., that I wanted to give it a try myself. And it's gonna be a 1 planner for the whole year, and I'm gonna make it work for myself. Alongside Hobonichi, I'm going to use Notion as well, but it's mainly to track my garden stuff, my Goodreads, and what I'm watching. This Hobonichi Cousin should work the same as how I was using my bullet journal as well as my daily planner. So it's like all of this in here. I'll go into further detail of how I'm going to be using this Hobonichi Cousin in a separate video, but essentially this is how I set it up. I'll include a setup video in the description box below as well, and I'll show you all the stuff that I did really quickly. This is the monthly pages, and then I use this Midori metal clips, index clips, to bookmark the pages. This is the weekly, and then at the end of the weekly there's this this note spread over here. I use it to do my goals. And then this is the start of January. I use this part to mark Esri stuff over here, and then I'm leaving space to do some highlights. And then this is the start of the daily pages. I'm a little worried about the metal clips because if I accidentally hit it on something, it would accidentally push the metal clip in a little bit and sort of dent the page, but it's not that noticeable. But I need some sort of bookmark to find the page. So this one, I'm using it to customize pages so that all my needs are met in some form. There's one part over here which I'm still trying to decide what to use it for, because I do have a habit tracker at the beginning, right? So what is this going to be used for? I haven't quite decided yet. So that's the Hobonichi Cousin, and I can't wait to start using it and see how it goes. Even if it doesn't work well for me, I'm still going to continue on until the end of the year. I'm going to hold myself to the promise of not to buy anything new to replace this, because that's not my goal. My main goal is to use up the stickers, and hopefully I'll be able to use this planner for the whole year to suit all of my needs besides Notion. So that's it for my review and flip through of all the planners I did for 2023, as well as introducing my 2024 planner. I hope you like this video. If you do like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my other videos, do subscribe to my channel. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.